He's been a good friend of mine now since I come into the game 15 years ago.
And I will say, the most stylish guy I've ever known.
You see before you today is a combination of all of these life experiences that have been accumulated over and over and over across years. The guy back then didn't know what was going on. There is a photo of me in a nightclub with my dog above my head like that.
What?
Because I couldn't not go out because I was a fucking addict. And it's in the Daily Mail.
What was the best country out of all of them? Because you can't tell me you went there with mates and not give me a few stories about that.
Unfortunately, I have like big periods in my life that I wish I could remember. And a lot of it I don't really remember because I am an addict, you know, and I had problems with alcohol and drugs.
All right, guys, welcome back. So we're on to our third podcast now, Tidge.
Yes, we are indeed.
And we've called it
The Inside Leg.
Inside Legs. We're trying to have a little bit of fun there, do you know what I mean? Just don't get any girls on too quickly. So we've got a guest that we're really happy to have. He's been a good friend of mine now since I come into the game 15 years ago. And I've always said, like, as soon as I came to the game, he took me under his wing a little bit and looked after me because I was a bit, wet behind the ears. And yeah, he's a good friend of mine now. He's a fellow London boy. So we're happy to have you, Richard.
Thank you, man. Happy
Richard
to be
Biedul.
And I will say, the most stylish guy I've ever known. It's like
no, it's ridiculous.
From far, he's
ridiculous.
Since the day I've known him, he's dressed
literally.
immaculate.
Get on the Instagram, get on his gram, and look at all his outfits. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you, boys.
How you doing, Richie? You all right?
good,
It's been a
mate.
while.
I was trying to think the last time I see you, it was too long ago, firstly.
Yeah.
But then the beautiful thing is, then I started thinking about when we first met.
Yeah.
And I was remembering all these amazing jobs me and you did back in the day, like 2011, 2012, with like Marks and Spencer's and Thomas Pink and
Thomas Pink, I remember, Thomas Pink.
Thomas Pink was amazing.
And then
No, fuck him, bruv. He made me do a job once where it was
he's
just...
not a real guy, by the way.
Is he not?
No, it's a made
I
up
can
guy.
say fuck Thomas Pink.
You, Thomas.
He made me do a job once and it was trampolines all day. All day, trampolines.
Do you
And
remember
the
the-
shop was that. Boom, trampoline.
Do you remember the job we did where we were in a suit jacket and boxer shorts?
Yes.
That sat on chairs that were
Yes.
stuck to the wall.
Yes.
Wait,
That was
hold on.
freezing.
What's going on? Wait, hold on.
It was like a summer fashion presentation, and obviously you rock up not knowing what's going on. You see your look, and it's like a pair of white boxer shorts, a shirt, tie, and a blazer. And then they're like, "Oh, and you're just going to be sat there." And it was a chair that was like 10 foot up in the air, stuck to a wall. I was just like that, absolutely fucking petrified.
You're like, no, not the deal, not the deal.
No.
Chrissy, let's go over the normal story because I know your story, but tell the people how you started modelling. Because I know there's a little twist to it because of what you was doing before. So how did you get scouted or how did you start modelling?
Yeah. Okay. So I was a lawyer, a solicitor, working in the city.
Yep.
So I had a career planned out.
Yeah, you was going to be a big lawyer and...
Well, not a big lawyer, but 6'2" would be fine by me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have to be any bigger than that. I thought I had life pretty much planned out. That was what I've been working towards for a long time. And one day I went to the pub after work. I was literally having a cigarette. I was looking at the pub.
How old are you now?
How old am I now?
No, when this was happening.
2011. So my maths ain't great, but I make that 15 years ago? Is that right?
Yeah.
15,
Yeah. Oh, so
15,
you're like me,
so
bruv. Yeah,
when
you've been
you
similar.
started, I just
So
started.
you'd have
as
been
well.
like 28, 29 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
30.
And as I was going into the pub, I remember brushing shoulders with someone who'd stopped and looked at me and given me like a second glance. And she was like, excuse me, can I take your picture? And I was like, that's a bit weird.
Yeah. Like, what are you after? You're in Angus. You're like, hang on.
Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm getting robbed.
First of all, in your head, you're like, oh, it's a girl asking to take a picture. There's something
Was
going
she
on.
pretty? That was going to be my question. Was she
Holly
pretty?
Dunmore.
Oh, yeah.
So,
all right, so, yeah.
Holly's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and I still work with Holly now. She books me over at John Varvatos.
Yes.
And she does
Yeah,
All Saints,
yes,
stuff like
yeah,
that
yeah.
still.
Oh, amazing.
She booked me on the All Saints show as well. Like, so we, amazingly, we're still in touch all these years later. So I explained to her, look, I'm a solicitor. I've got a job. That's my office. Like, I don't think you're looking for me. I know what a model looks like.
Yeah.
And it's David Gandy.
Yeah.
He's 6'2". He's built like a British shithouse.
Yeah.
He's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I'm a streak of piss with a beard and long hair. So she was like, no, honestly, like, we're looking for someone just like you at the moment for a specific job. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll let you take my picture, take my email, drop me an email. Not expecting to hear anything from her again. And then she emails me, she's like, can you come in? Tandy really wants to meet you. And I was like, looking at my diary, I was like, yeah, I've got like an hour free on like the 27th of July. You know what I mean? Like, I've got no time.
I don't want to see you.
No time.
This is some nonsense.
Mate, I was a junior lawyer at that stage, so I was just starting to like make a name for myself. I was working hard, doing big deals. So you haven't got time to do anything. And she was like, look, it's either come now or don't come at all because the job's on Sunday. And I was like, okay, I'm on my bike. I'm cycling.
Let's go back. So you saw Tandy. You get on your bike.
So I get on the bike. I cycle over. I get there. I go in. I'm wearing like lawyer clothes. So instantly you're at a disadvantage here because everyone in there is like young and cool and like dynamic and you're a fucking square. So you're sitting down in a chair thinking, what the fuck am I doing here for a start? And then Tandy comes over, takes one look at you and goes, oh, can you just go and shoot some digitals? And you're like, oh, what are digitals? I don't know.
Yeah, I've got no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Was back then.
So you go in with
Oasis, and it was
Oasis and James Coyne and Holly, and they shoot these digitals or Polaroids.
James and Emily back then.
Yeah,
Chief brothers and sisters. I remember that.
And then they're like, okay, cool. Well, we love you. Can you sign this contract?
Oh, what, you signed him and then?
Yeah, and I was like,
wow, they loved
guys,
you.
Yeah. What are you?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the second time. I was like, I'm a lawyer. What are you talking about? Sign this. And I was like, can I take it away and read it? And they were like, yes,
oh God,
one of those.
He's a reader.
He's like, oh,
one of them ones.
Oh, no, he's gonna no.
But they were like, look, take it away, sign it, make sure it's quick because this job we want you to go for is on Sunday. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I went home, read it, and I was like, it all means nothing to me. 30% of this and 30% of that, and I was like, this is just going to be a laugh. Whatever. Signed, sent back. And they were like, right, okay, so your first job is going to be London Fashion Week. You're going to be doing a show for Oliver Spencer. And I was like, oh my God, wow. You know, even someone not in the industry knows what Fashion Week is. And you know who Oliver Spencer is because he's like this icon of British menswear. So little me toodles off on my Sunday to the job and I get there and you're like, okay, what's going on here? Just hundreds of people milling about.
Oh, that's such a scary thing to go into as your first thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you feel then? You know, it's your first job. You just walk in and it's just like, oh,
yeah,
fuck me.
It's almost wet behind the ears, so you just go along with it, right?
I'm at a disadvantage because I didn't do a casting, so I've not met anyone. And no one's seen me. So I'm just a random dude hanging around.
There.
And I swear, no one spoke to me until I was walking out on that runway. Do you know what I mean?
Sure go. I don't know. I
wasn't even dressed. I was in my own clothes. But it's like, you know, so you get there and you have no context for what's happening around you. So you're waiting. Eventually someone comes up to you with a clipboard and says, oh, are you can you come with me to hair and makeup? So you follow through to hair and makeup. You do hair and makeup. Then they put you in a lineup to do rehearsal. And I was at the end of the line and I was like, oh, I'm at the end of the line, like not knowing what that really meant.
Yeah, thinking you're the worst.
Thinking I'm the worst one.
Back.
And then...
long, yeah. I can't remember what it is. It's at the end of the line. And you're serious.
They're like, you're closing the show. Like, it's, you know...
When we told you that, did you know what that meant?
Did you? No idea what closing the show.
You just laughed it off. You're just
I just
like,
went, okay, cool, yeah, whatever. And they were like, here are your 2 looks. What we'll do is we'll go through in your normal clothes as a rehearsal, and then we'll get dressed into first. We'll line up and the show will start, and then you'll change into your second look, and then you'll close, and then you'll open the finale. In my show, by the way, was Callum Turner. You remember Callum?
Yeah.
Who we became super close friends for a long time.
Yeah,
and then obviously now he's an absolute global superstar. Mate, it's a bit harder to come across him.
Yeah,
I can just remember like being there, being way out of my depth, not knowing what I was doing. So when we did the rehearsal, I just obviously walked out and just meandered down this runway looking around, like taking in the lights, and people were like, in the middle, stop looking left. And I was like, well, I'm just going for a stroll.
If no one tells you, what are you talking about? No one tells you nothing, did they?
No one tells you anything. And everyone's already got their walk. Everyone's cultivated something over years of experience.
So when you were there, you felt like you were the only new guy at the show, or did you see other new people at the show?
Well, I mean, obviously, again, it goes back to context, right? So I have no context for who's a new face, who's experienced. But what I could tell is there was a level of confidence that were exuding from people in that room.
That you didn't have.
And I will tell you by name, Dan Felton. If anyone can remember Dan Felton, one of my day ones who stayed with me for a long time. The man, he walks into a room and he owns it. In London, Milan, Paris, New York, don't matter where you are, this guy owns the room. And so I'm looking at this guy head to toe covered in tattoos like, wow. this is it,
Yeah.
bruv. Like, he's got it. Now I'm stood there like that. Fucking shit in myself. Yes, and so no one tells you anything. So no one tells you about a walk. No one tells you where to go until you get to the front of the rehearsal and the show producer tells you, okay, we're going down the middle. Look at the camera, fast pace, come back. And my arms are swinging. I'm looking around and they're like, what's this guy fucking doing?
He's got
Like, the clothes are going to look terrible on this guy. So they're like, look, just calm it down a bit. A bit more delicate. We still want your personality because Ollie's thing is about casting real people that represent him.
Always been brilliant.
And so, yeah, I remember when the show actually started and we got into it, the music starts pumping and the lights are down and you're like, oh my God,
exciting.
this is exciting. Yeah, and then when it comes to stepping out, your shoes don't fit and it's a bit slippy and then the lights are a bit bright and then the noise is a bit loud
you're like, oh,
and then you're shitting yourself again. And I just didn't want to cry. So I was overwhelmed.
It's a lot. A fashion show's a lot, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Jesus.
Did you get
Never been there before.
Do you remember if you got along with your dresser back then? Because you know your dresser there, you need to get along normally. But I loved it when I was a pretty young girl. You're like, yeah, come like the chirps in, you're having fun. It's Fashion Week, isn't it?
Oh, is that what you do with the dresses?
Hey, that's what I was
now I know where I was going wrong.
You know, okay.
But you have a good time normally, and they help you out through. They calm
Yeah,
you
they
down
do,
through
yeah.
the thing. No, like,
Yeah.
So do you remember that day, like the dresser? Anyone help you through
I
that
can remember
moment? Or-
everyone was super excited for me because I was telling them I had a day job and this was my first job.
Yeah, that is, even now, when you go to, and you know someone's their first job, like, you're like, oh,
I love
right, like, that's brilliant. Now we try and help you out.
It's closing as well, and you're like, mate, first job closing.
closing,
Good,
yeah.
mate.
And do you know what? It was the most incredible experience.
Yeah.
And Ollie was the one that gave me a springboard to move forward because off the back of that, our agent got a phone call from Jason Basmajian when he was the creative director of Brioni asking us to come over to Milan to do the lookbook and the show in Milan. And we went straight there the next weekend to do that.
So wait, was this the
London.
weekend just after the show?
Yeah, so you know, like London,
Milan.
Milan, and Paris, they run consecutively, or they used to run consecutively, and especially it was over weekends. So
wait, hold on. So now you've done the show, right?
Yeah.
You've done this show, closed the shows. Was there a party afterwards?
do you know what? There was a party at the shop,
Yeah.
but I didn't go
You didn't
because
go.
I didn't feel confident enough to go.
You didn't feel the confidence.
Yeah, I didn't.
He had some lawyering to do. He had to go and do his own work, bruv. He had some law to do.
At this point, I'm still a lawyer. I'm not.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
Not me. Like the me you see before you today is a combination of all of these life experiences that have been accumulated over and over and over across years. The guy back then didn't know what was going on.
So called you at work on Monday.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, literally. Yeah, literally.
7 a.m. alarm clock.
So for a show back then as well, because you're new, how much did you get paid for that show? Do you remember?
I can't remember, mate, but it would have been London standard minimum, which I think was back then about 250. So nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
But for you, coming from the lawyer's perspective, you know, you've just built this career as a lawyer, and your first job, you're closing a show.
Yeah.
It was a very emotional moment. You were palpitating with just before before walking out, like you were saying. Getting paid $250 for basically it was half a day's work, a day's work.
It weren't about the money, put it that way.
But
it was about the experience.
And thinking, oh, fuck me, I can do this,
Yeah,
maybe.
and I remember when we had the first conversation with Holly, I thought to myself, I don't want to be the guy that says no and then potentially misses out on this amazing experience. If I didn't book another job after it, so what? I had this amazing experience. I'm a solicitor and I walked in London Fashion Week. But yeah, like I say, that took me to the next job, and then that Brioni job took me to work with Alessandro Sartori at Baluti when he did his first collection at Baluti. We shot the lookbook with Matthew Brooks, and there was a
Hey, hold on. You come
Wow,
from
so
this
with Matty Brooks that early, yeah. Wow.
third job.
And the thing is,
100
like,
of us
so,
at
yeah.
Palace in Paris.
So you come from this show. Next week you're given a call. You know, you're like, what the fuck is this again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're gonna fly you to Milan, and you're like, what? Like, what's going on? How does that interfere with your life and etc.? Like with you know, you got work.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to make a choice now. You know, it's hard to make a choice.
So
how does that feel? How did you start feeling about it? Did you start going like, yeah, this is the life I want? Or
So at this stage, no, it was still, wow, this is an amazing experience.
right?
The one concern I had was, I'm doing this thing away from work. I can't have work finding out. And whilst shows are front facing to the press and the buyers and like the circle of industry insiders that love fashion. They are rarely in the print press. They're not in the, my mum and dad wouldn't see anything. Do you know what I mean? My partners at work wouldn't see anything.
I've seen you on the Evening Standard. I'm pretty sure I've seen you somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Tidu, I'll get to that, bruv, because that fucked me many times. Fucked me many times.
I was still like, what are you doing this weekend? I thought you were ill. Yeah, I just saw you.
I just see you.
Tell you what, the worst thing that ever happened to me was, right, it was coming towards the end of when I was using really aggressively. So just before I got clean, there is a photo of me in a nightclub with my dog above my head like that.
What?
Because I couldn't not go out because I was a fucking addict. And it's in the Daily Mail. You know what I mean?
Ah, bastard.
I'm like,
You're fucking
if there's any reality check you want, it's the Daily Mail calling you out as being a bit fucking of a knob.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That's a lot, Rich. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So to segue back, sorry, dog above my head, at the side. I was petrified people would find out. I was petrified that I would fail as a lawyer because of it, and I was petrified that I'd fail as a model because of it. So I kept it quiet. And it was only when, so after Baluti, we came back and I was like, right, okay, Fashion Week's over. Like, I don't think I'll do anything else. Then obviously the email comes in, it's Holly again. And she's like, oh, look, we've got this thing for GQ, 8 pages. And I was like, oh, wow, I've got to do that. And like, GQ.
Come on, let's go.
So we did that, but that wasn't coming out for like 3 months. So that's fine. Again, I can keep the lie going a little bit longer. It was only when The Guardian booked me for Main Fashion, when Simon Chilvers was still there, that I thought, hang on, this is going to be on the reception
Sunday or
desk.
whatever.
So I'm sitting there thinking, right, the end has come. I've got to stop or I've got to tell him. So I sit down with my partner. I'm like, look, I've been taking this time off because I've been exploring a different avenue in my life.
Yeah, I'm a weapon. I'm a model now, bruv.
I still would never say I'm a weapon. I would
I'm a
just...
fucking weapon now, mate. Right up
I'm
the
a chancer, I reckon. And I sat and I spoke through with my managing partner. He was an amazing guy. He actually was really into fashion and music and arts. And he was like, this is really fucking
This
cool.
is phenomenal. Yeah.
Just don't bring the firm into disrepute. So no nudity, no drugs, no alcohol. Too late for that.
So I let you know.
Yeah, too late for that. And I was like, okay, I'll try my hardest not to. 6 months down the line, I'm out of holiday. And I get a phone call saying from holiday, oh, big job, come in, Ibiza, Merton Marcus, 2 days. It was with like Lou Wen, Sigrid Agren, and Maria Carla. And I was like, come on, I got to do this one. So I was like, tootled off to the HR team. Can I get a couple of days off? Got to go to Ibiza. They were like, absolutely not. You're out of holiday. So I said, okay. Went back to my partner. Here's my notice.
Oh, wow.
Can I have 2 days off, or I'm gonna have to give you my notice? And he was like, look, there's no more holiday. I was like, well, here's my notice. I'm gonna go to Ibiza. I'll come back. I'll work my notice. Thanks so much for everything, but this has become something.
Well, yeah, because
this is real
now. It's like you started like it just kicked off for you. Right? So,
was it any bit about you where before you've done that, where you actually sat down maybe with Holly or Tanny and said, listen, can this be a fucking career or not? Or did you just play it by and think, by yourself think, no, this could be something?
Do you know what? I always set my stall out as saying I'm a solicitor to them. Yeah. I'm really sorry, but this is my job. And whatever you're bringing to me will have to work around me.
Yeah.
So we were saying no to a lot of stuff at the beginning, and they were saying to me, you can't keep saying no to these people. So before we worked with Marcus the first time, they tried to book us on GQ Turkey, and we said no. And they were like, are you mad? I was like, who's Marcus? Little do I know at the time, and still now, one of the most iconic photographer, art director duos of all time. Right. But you don't know. No. So there was a lot of like, Rich, you're kind of fucking yourself and you're fucking us by saying no.
You need to make a choice here. Yeah. See, but
and we made the choice, and we went and we did this job with them, and we worked the notice period, and then after that, I moved to New York. They filed my, the
visa.
Yeah, and it just we got to New York, and it worked straight away. It was a crazy period of my life.
So now you're in New York. When was the moment you were like, boh, this is, because you've come from a lawyer. Now you're in this new world, which we all know it's party, it's glamour and stuff. You're doing these huge jobs as well. Congratulations, because from the start you
big photographers straight away.
big
Amazing
photographers,
photographers.
kicks it off. So you're in New York now, completely new world.
Yeah.
Okay,
On my own as well for the
on
first
your
time.
own, you know.
Yeah.
How is that on you? Not only on your mental health,
Yeah.
you know, but you as a person, because you've basically turned into this new person, you know, completely new person. How does that affect you?
So before I went, I actually traveled around the globe with 3 of my friends. We did everywhere basically. We went from LA down to Fiji to New Zealand, Australia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, China, did the Trans-Siberian Express through China to Russia, back down through Europe. And then I moved to America because I needed some breathing space to figure out what life was going to be.
What was the best country out of all of them? Because you can't tell me you went there with mates and not give me a few stories about that.
I mean, I don't know. You boys knew me back then, and I like to drink.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, I have like big periods in my life that I wish I could remember. And a lot of it I don't really remember because I am an addict, you know, and I had problems with alcohol and drugs. So there are great swathes in my life that I cannot remember. And the only reference points I have are photographs. And so I can look at a photograph and kind of piece together little bits and bobs. But New Zealand was life-changing because it was so beautiful. I saw so many things that moved me emotionally. And it's like, wow, like there's things out there that make you feel things, you know. It's, you know, the Tongariro crossing is like the most magical hike you'll ever do. Milford Sound is just, you couldn't paint it. It's just incredible. But
And that's what I mean, as models as well, we're so lucky we get to travel, man, because travel for me as well, same thing, opened my world, bro. I didn't start until like 30, same as yourself, or 28, 29, 30. And before that I would travel with football, but it was hotel, football, piss off home. And then we started traveling with this, and it opens your fucking mind, it changes your world, it changes your thoughts and everything.
there's
Like, we're
nothing.
super lucky we get to do for free.
There's
No, we get paid. I call that vacation, bro. We get paid to go on vacation.
There is nothing better for the spirit than traveling, learning about other cultures, and seeing the world. It's the reason we have so many issues in our politics these days is because people are afraid of other people. You know, they're afraid of the wider world, and we are given it for free. And I'm so grateful for that.
Really am as well. I really am.
So
So go
you've
on
been
then.
to New York then. So
Okay.
tell us about New York, because I want to hear. I know New York, and especially back then it was a crazy fucking time. It's
Yeah,
not like,
I mean,
Was you lonely?
I fucking hated New York.
Right, because I think that loneliness kicks in, doesn't it, bruv? When you're like
I
new to
hated
think
New York.
something,
I
you know
was-
what I mean?
You know, I was at my lowest emotionally. I was using so aggressively out there. I was
is that
living.
because you were lonely and because you didn't know no one and you didn't manage to make a
Well, do you
circle?
know what? I
New
had
York
to-
is a
I-
fucking special place.
I was fortunate that I moved in with Tom Ball. Remember Tom?
Tom.
And a few of his friends, and that is like a ready-made family unit, right? They're all away from home from Australia, and I'm away from home, so we looked after each other. But deep down inside of me, this addict lurks, right? And I can't say no to a beer, and I can't say no to a gram of Coke that turns into 2 grams of Coke that turns into 3 that turns into staying up all night. And therefore, I was there doing that on repeat, still booking work, but only enough to make sure I had ends meet to keep drinking and using, because I wasn't really that bothered, because all I care about is drinking and using at this point. So it became this self-perpetuating problem that I would work to use, and then when I was working, no one called me out on using.
Back then, I want to talk about that quickly. Like, you know, I used on jobs back then because it was seen as the cooler times. You know, you used to go out with clients, like we were saying, normally, you know, you used to have a drink at rap, you know. Well, now with drinks, now that's completely gone.
Do you remember the trolley?
You just sound about that, yeah, as well.
Do you remember the trolley at Milk?
Yeah.
In New York, they'd bring the trolley out, start making you cocktails. And then after that, there was the pub in Milk Studios.
Milk Studios. Is that still there?
No, it's closed now. I was at a casting opposite it the other day. We went to Theory, and I was looking at it like, I've had some of the best nights of my life in there. It's not even a nightclub. It's a photography studio.
Sick. It's sick. But now we've moved into a different world, isn't it? So it's all changed. Yeah. So now you're in New York and you're spending time with the boys. You're lonely as hell. You're using an addiction. How's work going? Because like I was saying, we're in this world where we're going out, we're using, a lot of people, we go out for drinks with the clients, we party with the clients. So it was seen more of a cool thing. Do you think that enabled you to use more and think it was like, I'm the cool guy for using at work? And they enabled you to use it because you needed to be called out on it? Or is it just you, just like you were going through some shit and you're like, fuck it,
I knew
riding this way?
I'd been an addict my whole life. I knew I was addicted to stuff from the moment I was old enough to think about it. I just put it to the back of my mind. But in New York, what was happening was I was not exercising, using a lot, was the skinniest I'd ever been. I had a big beard, long curly hair, and annoyingly, still booking work. Like,
I wasn't even trying and they're still giving me money.
I'm out here trying to kill myself. And these motherfuckers are trying to
that's the look we're after. We love it.
And it
Doing
was
what you're doing, Rich.
and it was a period, right, around 2012 where people wanted that look. They wanted tattoos, they wanted beards, and they wanted long hair.
What was the other model with the big beard? Billy, innit? Billy was about
Billy, yeah.
edges,
I
innit?
bumped into Billy the other day in the middle of nowhere. We were on holiday somewhere, and I bumped into him. And obviously, Mel works with Billy as well for years. So that was super nice to see him. He's doing well, you know.
Man. He was a lovely guy down to earth.
How long did you end up staying in New York for?
So I was in New York, I reckon, about 3 years.
Oh, wow.
But coming back for shows in Europe.
Yeah.
So every January and every June I'd come back, and every January and every June I'd not want to go back to New York, but I knew I had to because I was now making American money.
Which back then, you know, was
American money is American money.
Is
you know?
American money.
Land
of opportunity.
Yeah, land of the free. Maybe not so much anymore.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to go back, and I would then spiral when I was home. I would drink and use more because I was upset that I was going to have to go home. But you'd still be booking jobs, but you felt like shit, and you'd be using it at work. And I remember,
Were you still as lonely? Because now you're there for 3 years, right? Are you still lonely as hell? Or have you made your group of friends there? But then your group of friends are maybe bad friends because you're depressed and using at that point. So how's that going?
brother, I was surrounded by people that I loved, and yet I was still the loneliest man in every room because I didn't like myself and I didn't like where I was. That's the sad truth of being an addict.
But it wasn't about just going to a new place, right? It's just that was just your addiction that put you into that place. Because you're saying being an addict, you're alone with yourself, doesn't matter who's around you.
I would
right?
have had
But
that experience in any city.
in any city, even if you're back home,
Even in
back
my
in Lawyer, it
hometown.
wouldn't have changed anything.
It wouldn't have changed anything. And I'm London born and bred, and I was always surrounded by my friends, but there were periods where I'd go home and I'd cry because I just hated myself and hated my life, and I was living subjectively an incredible life. Now,
Incredible, amazing
I
opportunity.
was fucking
and then-
ruining it.
Yeah.
So you've gone from this part of addiction, you've gone to New York for 3 years, you're going back and forth. Well, in New York, do you remember any crazy nights you've had in New York? Like a memorable night that you've had? It doesn't have to be crazy, but something you've had with a client or one of those jobs when you were in New York. Because I remember America, when we used to go there, it was fucking mad. Like yachts and crazy houses and absolutely madness. Do you remember the first job? Because now you've done Milan, you've done England, you've done Milan, you've flown over to New York. When was the moment where you were like, fuck me, like this is madness? Like,
do you know what? I can pinpoint that moment exactly. We're in Vienna, actually.
Okay.
So we've come back for shows in January, and we've booked a big charity job in Vienna. Do you remember the Life Ball? Do you remember that? So I think every January there was a big AIDS Foundation fundraiser in Vienna I think it's at the Parliament building. And me and a few of the boys are on this. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
And we're there and we're like, oh, this is fucking massive. Like maybe 200-meter runway out into the middle of Vienna's like main Strasse, the Parliament building behind you, all of the top models are there.
Yeah.
All of the big brands are showing a little showcase bit. And they invite you after the show to the VIP cocktail. And you walk in and fucking Bill Clinton's there.
oh shit.
And me, I've already started drinking and I've already had a bit of bag. So I saunter up to Bill. I saunter up to Bill.
What's up?
And I say to him, have you got a spare cigar? Obviously, post Monica Lewinsky, not the best thing to say to Bill Clinton. and I am sort of quickly ushered away. I'm laughing my head up, thinking I'm the funniest cunt in the room.
That is priceless.
And the boys, they're like, what are you doing? Like, we could be chilling here. Now we're getting kicked out of this big party. But the best thing that ever happened is we're all still in our final looks. I'm getting lashed out. The boys are like, fuck it, I'm coming with. We're in a nightclub called Volksgarden until 6 a.m. in like tuxedos, having it. And me and our are working, we got to get out of here. Oh, we got flights to catch. I don't know if you could say you were there, by the way. You know, I have to bleep them out. So 6 a.m, we get back to the hotel. They've lashed all our stuff out on the street.
Are you serious?
No, in the lobby, just boom. Get out. And I was thinking, why are they kicking us out here? We'd had people back, obviously, like making noise the night before. They're like, get these guys out. And we're sitting then at the airport like that. Why are we doing this to ourselves? We've all missed our flights, trying to find a connecting flight that works. Oh my God. But it was worth it to have a little word with Bill Clinton. But yeah, that's
a good one, though. That's a good one for the book.
This is mad. Yeah. That's the president, the ex-president of the United States.
Wow.
I'd have had so many questions for
Have you, let me ask you a question. Have you, because I know you've got a bit of discipline. Yeah, go on, brother. You've had a bit, I know you've got some discipline about you in there as well. Like, have you ever missed a job because of your addiction or your drinking or your drug? Have you ever not turned up?
No.
Good man. So that's what I'm saying. That for me is like, fucking go on, boy.
I used to get in the shower from a party and stand there close to tears, thinking to myself, why have I done it again? And then you'd take a deep breath and you'd know you still had a bag of coke with you. So you'd go to work
and liven up.
You'd rack up at work and you'd just get it done.
Mate, how many times have I done that?
But I can tell you, it's the wrong thing to fucking do. Because you show no respect for the people around you. And that's what I really hated about myself at that point. I was like, I don't care if I'm fucking myself, but I'm fucking other people here. But that period of the industry,
like we said, it worked.
But you don't care. Yeah, but as well, you didn't care.
It wasn't frowned upon.
And you're young as well, and it was working. You still look fucking amazing.
It's not frowned upon, and like I know in some situations, like when I was working and I didn't like, there's points where you just don't want it no more, and you're just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, like I've got to be here. I don't want to be here. I'd rather be like somewhere else. But you know what? You want me to be here. So this is what's going to keep me up if you want your picture. Yeah. And then people, like you say, no one comes to you and tells you like, you need to stop.
No, you've got no one there to
one of your bookers to come tell you like, we've heard bad things, you need to calm down. No one ever really comes to you to have your back.
You're on your own, mate. You're doing your own shit.
Yeah, 100% you're on your own. And you're making your own mistakes. Yeah. Eventually, as we know it now, you will get cancelled eventually.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
But
the amount of people we know who just were at the peak and then they just disappeared. It's normal.
Yeah, there's normally a fucking reason.
Normally it's because they're arseholes, John. But
you know what, Rich? You know what? I swear, I always think that as well because you've know all our boys, right, that do well and successful and they've been longevity and they've been there for years and years and years. I can't say a bad word about any of them, but there are some that have fallen off. I don't want to name any, but you think, well, you was a little bit of a fucking dick. Although there are some dicks that are right top, right, but then they get away with it because they are right at the fucking top.
They're allowed to get away with it.
Just below the top, like there was all good guys that have that longevity.
I think we were fortunate that the intake, if we call it that, the intake of our period of modelling when we were new faces were slightly older, and even the younger guys were already bedded in.
Yeah.
So we sort of like rolled into this period where the younger guys were bedded in and had enough experience to kind of guide us. But as older guys, we also had a little bit of understanding that it costs nothing to be kind to people. And we're all super fortunate to be here because like you had something else going on first, right?
Yeah.
And by like devastating injury or you had to give it up, find something new. So you knew how fortunate you were. Yeah. And I knew how fortunate I was to be having this opportunity that people would kill for.
Yeah.
And it just meant not only did I want to be kind and courteous to people when I wasn't using drugs, but I wanted to learn about it as well because the academic in me couldn't let it go that I didn't understand what was going on. So I was desperate to speak to everyone and anyone to figure out what was going on. And that meant being polite and kind to everyone, even if it's the runners.
It absolutely works.
Everyone, you never know what they're going to become in the future anyways. And it costs you nothing to be kind to people.
See, it's like we always say, right, same as you, if you're going to book someone for a 3-day shoot somewhere on location, you're all going to stay together. Who do you want? You want someone fucking nice. Yeah. I'll take someone nice.
That's why I never get booked on 3-day jobs abroad.
No, we like Rich. He's nice, but he could go missing.
Yeah. But no, 100%, John.
What?
100%.
It just goes an absolute long way. We've always said it, Tiz, right? We've always said it. Just be nice and polite and you might get invited just because you're nice and polite. Yeah. And, you know, you look good, you do the job, you get it done. You might not be as good looking as fucking so-and-so and so-and-so, but...
But you know, I can't. So.
Yeah,
we want you there.
And it goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
And I tell the kids, like, if the kids are asking me, like, you know, the young new faces, oh, what can you tell me how can I make my career longer or how can I have a better career? Be interested in everyone.
Yeah.
Speak to everyone.
Yeah.
Get off your phone.
Yes.
And engage in what's going on around you.
These are some of the things we teach at our school, literally, because it's one of the most important things. So now you've traveled literally around the world. You told us about the job that you were like, wow, you know, like I spoke to Bill Clinton, banging. I was going to say Bill Gates. That'd have been a different one. So that was your iconic moment. When did you fall in love with fashion? Because you are, like I said at the start, one of the best dressed people I've ever seen. You've always been fucking on point. When did you fall in love with fashion? Has this always been a thing? Did you just fall in love with it, start finding your style through a photo shoot? Or was it like,
I've always liked clothes. Like growing up, I'd always remember going shopping as a child, like, and people at my school buying something cool and me being like, oh, where's that from? Like, teach me about that. And then me saying to my mum, can we go here? Do you know what I mean? I remember that. And some of my earliest memories are like birthdays and Christmases going to outlet malls and looking for Saint Laurent and looking for Gucci and looking for these things.
Wow.
And not knowing quite why I liked it, but knowing that I was interested in it. So I'd always had that baseline interest of product. But it was only when I sort of became older that I figured out what I was interested in and why I was interested in it. And as an adult, as a fully formed human, it's not because of the label that goes with the product. It's because of the way the product's made. Is it made with craft, care, responsibility? Is it ethically sound? You know, these are great markers of great product for me. But then the thing that really drives me is, how does it fit me? Does it flatter my silhouette? And do I feel a better version of myself in it? And that was why I fell in love with tailoring predominantly, because you can manipulate all of those things to make a better version of yourself.
I'm going to say that's one of the reasons we love the British. A man in a suit is a gentleman, you know, and you just feel so much more powerful. You feel so much better.
100%. And we have some of the best tailors on the planet here. Savile Row is incredible. Like, it's changed a lot, but it is incredible. And as soon as I could afford to spend on tailoring, obviously when I was a lawyer, I would spend, and I'd be walking around in a Paul Smith or a Vivienne Westwood, which they frowned upon a little bit, but I was wearing it because...
You were a fashion victim even back then, okay. So at work, he was the best. Imagine him, you remember him like at shows and stuff. All the cameras would run over to him. So imagine him at work, just casually before all this. Mama was the best looking at work. So you must used to get all the girls at work, all the rollers and stuff. He used to be like,
I used to be a solicitor, so there's not really many women, unfortunately. It's predominantly men. But I would be wearing like a boot-cut high-rise trouser with a little boot with a Cuban heel and like a long spear collar shirt. And people would be like, who does this cunt think he is? He's a fucking trainee, swanning around like fucking
Better Call Saul.
walking around like a soprano. And you learn quite quickly to start dressing to conform. So the suits become less flamboyant. They become blue or grey or black, but they are from a tailor you love.
And the silhouette's beautiful.
And the silhouette is perfect.
Rich, I've got a couple of quick fire questions for you just to interrupt our little conversation. So we've got written down here some from a couple of friends. Well, I won't say the ones from my friends because they're a little bit like them. Anyway, we got best shoot location.
Mongolia.
Wow.
Yeah.
New York or London?
London.
Aisle or window?
So aisle on the way there, window on the way back.
Okay, I'll ask you about that later. That's weird.
Yeah, I've got a few questions.
All right, if you're getting flown economy by a client,
I'm not.
Are you paying for your upgrade or not?
I'm not.
I'm not getting
He
flown.
just said straight no. I know where this is going.
All right, would you stay an extra night or go home after job?
It depends where it is. If I've got friends there, if I've got something I want to see, something I want to do. So I'd try and stay if I can fulfill some internal need that I have.
Okay.
Client dinner or go to your room?
Depends on the client.
Shots.
All right, local cuisine or find a fry up?
Oh, always local.
This one, we might not be able to give me the answer. Best friend in modelling. Best friend in the business.
Do you know what's funny is, so instantly I would always say Max Hearn because we've known each other for so long.
love Max,
and we're so close.
What a boy.
But as life moves on, I've actually, Scott and Brett Stanland are actually now like my two best mates.
Yeah.
We met on an Armani made to measure job, and we're now like that, inseparable.
Yeah, amazing.
I love them.
I do love Max. I first remember meeting you and Max together. It was like, we used to always booze, and I was like, I'm coming to the pub, that's it. Boom, we're done.
That's the downside of knowing me and Max back then.
Yes. It was good fun, though.
Yeah, it was.
Beard or shaved?
I would always say beard, right, historically, but now I'm not asked.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a couple of jobs last year where I was clean shaven. I was like, I don't look too bad, to be fair.
You look sweet.
Yeah.
I did see La Perla.
Yeah.
Is that all you?
Yeah, that's all me, yeah.
Colour, white, everything. That's all you?
First season.
That was years ago, right?
First season with the grey, right?
No, like fucking old black.
Okay. So, first season La Perla.
Because it's a big beard as well.
Lookbook.
It must be you.
Lookbook was all me beard and natural because it was grey streaks in the front for the advertising campaign. So Segura shot the lookbook.
Yeah.
Loved the natural feeling. But then Marcus shot the campaign and they wanted it to feel a bit more global, I think. And if you're a grey bearded guy, you're not necessarily global in that concept. So they dyed my beard. I think it was Guido Palu dyed my beard. And it didn't look like me.
It looked, but great pictures. I come across them last night. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think about
being
Yeah, so I did that for 2 years and then you took over after.
Yes. Well done. Thanks, mate. You
Just laid the foundation.
the boys. In you go.
But that's one of the great things of being in modelling is that, like I always say, you can be a chameleon, right?
Yeah.
You might not like the look. You might not like the look. You might not feel like it looks good, but it fucking sold, you know? So let's
But the thing is, we have to remember, it's not our look. We're being what the client wants us to be.
You've got to be that. You become that.
I would never dream of saying to a client, you cannot do my hair this way. You cannot do my beard. Like, whatever you want. Yeah. I'm your like
mannequin or whatever the fuck you want.
Mannequin or like however you want to look at it. I'm here to tell your brand story. There were periods where when I had a really long beard and long hair, I'd say, no, I'm not trimming it because I had things booked in that you couldn't trim it for.
Yeah.
But now, as an older man, I am astutely aware.
the man.
You're 38, Rich.
I am astutely aware that the more difficult you are with your appearance, the less you will work.
Exactly. It's all about getting rebooked, mate.
Yeah.
You do whatever they want for them and get rebooked.
I always say, I'm an escort who don't sleep with the clients.
Of course you do.
Hang on a minute.
Depends on the client.
Yeah. Fucking liar. All right, next question. What do you wear on a plane? This is what I want to know because what do you wear on a plane?
So I board.
Have you got a change?
Yeah. So I board in smart casual and then I travel in tracksuit.
Okay.
Like, so I'll get on in my smart casuals and I'll jump into the toilet. I'll get changed into a tracksuit.
How often do you fly first class?
Long haul.
Enough to take your tracksuit with it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Anything over 7 hours, I have to say to the client, I have to travel business. Because I had 2 operations on my leg. Do you remember when I had the problems with the leg?
Yeah, I remember, absolutely. But I'm telling you, economy with these old knees and that and these injuries, you can't.
Economy on those long
If you're tall, what's going on?
Yeah, so anything over 7 hours, I have to be in business for my own.
I will say, airplane companies, fuck you. Okay? Because do you remember when you used to get the miles and you used to just be the first free and I was like, I'll get the miles back, it's cool.
Wow, it's awful now.
You guys fucked us.
You've got to have a PhD in mathematics to do your miles now. I've given up. I've fundamentally given up.
It's awful.
Pointless. It's pointless. And BA now give you the ranks, but then you lose it if you don't get enough points to get to the next car.
It's awful.
Yeah.
All right, next one. This is an hard one for you, Rich. Fuck me. You can only wear one brand for the rest of your life. That's an hard one for you, mate. I don't know if you can answer.
Do you know what? I can answer it.
Yeah?
It's because we have a mantra.
Yeah.
Me and Melissa.
Yeah.
And the mantra is La Mer.
Yeah, Le Maire.
Bury me in Le Maire. You know when you have a dream client, and the reason you have this dream client is because you inhabit that world as an individual. That's the brand me and Melissa live the most.
Yeah.
It's form and function, it's utility but luxury. It's just so beautifully executed. Sarah Lynn and Christoph, if you're listening, I think you're geniuses.
Amazing.
And next time you put an option on me, can you please confirm it? Because
Yeah, please.
I'm dying here. So
Pay me in clothes. I don't
Yeah, exactly. I just want to be here.
listen to this one. The first time they optioned me was last year, and I am losing my fucking mind. I am over the moon. It's finally going to happen. Where's my passport?
No,
In the US Embassy.
Oh, emotional.
And so therefore we can't do the job because it's at the embassy. And, you know, if those Americans like to do anything, it's hold your fucking passport.
Hold it. For how long?
Yeah.
As long as we need.
They're not letting me back. Rich, they're not letting me back
we
in.
need.
Did I tell you? I got denied.
Why?
Tear up.
Wait, what?
It's another story for another podcast. Was it? Yeah, denied 3 times so far. I'm going to apply one more time and see if they let me in.
One
more time.
I'm like,
I'm
please,
so
guys,
cheap.
please.
Oh, John, shit.
Yeah, right, yeah. But they look back into like, well, something happened recently, but then they look back like
As
ye-
far as
50
far
years ago.
as, yeah, as far as they
Yeah.
can, yeah.
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 Best agent.
Best agent I've ever had.
It's an hard one.
It's a really tricky one.
You got
But
You might get some people emotional there. Which is...
it's all right.
yeah, got to keep it happening.
Best agent I've ever had. I mean, I've had some incredible relationships with some agents over the years. I've had some incredible relationships. Like when I was at Select, I had an amazing relationship with the team there. When I moved to Elite, Lisa Schroeder was incredible for me. And then, do you know what? 2 names keep coming into my head. It's Marie Theresa.
Yes.
And Paola.
Paola's brilliant.
And
Paola was amazing.
So they were at Elite
Paola.
in Milan.
Yeah, Paola was amazing.
After 15 years, I just brought my relationship with Elite to an end. And the first person I called, Marie Theresa.
Brilliant. She's amazing.
It's wonderful women. They believe in you as much
Pretty
as you want
religious.
them
That,
to.
I'm sorry to say that's pretty religious. So the first person I called was Marie Theresa.
Yeah. That's Mother Teresa.
I'm sorry, I changed my mind.
But I was just like, these women really, really believed in me, and they booked me some incredible jobs over the
It's
years.
so nice to have
Why
that
did you
feeling
leave?
when someone really believes in you.
Why did I leave? Okay.
Politics, bro. The politics.
Because
Agencies
wait,
and
for
shit.
listeners, okay,
Yeah.
models change agencies, right? So you'll be with an agency for a while and then something might change. Like I was a Select for fucking 15, 13 years, you know, when I left. Things change, the cycle moves, and we're freelancers at the end of the day, and we need to go to whoever gives us the most money, right? Sometimes there might be friction, sometimes it's just moving on, so on and so forth. But a lot of models will change agencies a lot of times till they fit into the right one, which is home for that period of time, right? So, Rich, why did you leave Elite after 15 years? That must have been emotional.
It was.
What's first question, what's the biggest job they got you?
I mean,
Subjectively. But actually, 2 questions.
Yeah.
Financially and like the biggest job that you were like, fuck me, this is banging.
I mean, it's a tricky one, isn't it? It's trying to get the cogs working. But when we were at Elite, we did Armani, Canali, Etro, La Perla, GQ Italy.
We've got the pictures. We'll add them pictures in there because they're
You know what I
fucking
mean?
great pictures.
We did
Rich.
some work.
Yeah, great pictures.
And it wasn't because I was out there doing the go-sees. It was because they were like, we've got this guy and he's got something. And they showed me to the casting directors. And there was a season where I booked all of them. And you open GQ, there's 4 pages of me back to back. And I'm like, this is fucking cool, but also I've fucked myself here. And it's, you know, so I had that experience. I was doing the big names straight away. And financially, they also booked me a job that was a campaign, a lookbook, a show, and an ambassadorship. So I don't know if you can imagine the number. And then we renewed that for a second year.
Oh, congratulations. That must have been amazing.
The number was great. Unfortunately for me at the time, all that money then goes on drugs.
yeah.
Not on being an adult.
Was it a brand that you liked?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah. It's a brand you like wearing because as an ambassador,
it is incredible.
So when you work for a brand, again, listeners might not understand what that is, right? So if you go through the steps and a brand really likes you, they might make you an ambassador where you have a contract. You have to work for them a certain amount of times a year automatically. Well, you're paid a fucking lump sum, like X, Y, Z amount. It could be 20 grand, could be 100 grand, could be $1 million. Who fucking knows what it is, depending on the contract, right? So you work for them a certain amount of times, and then you have to wear their brands and go to their fucking shows and to all the events and stuff like this. Must say, you meet some fucking cool people. You do some crazy fucking shit. Yeah. And actually, speaking of, who's on those ambassadorships that you did?
Do you know
brand? What's the craziest things you've done?
More recently, I'm a brand partner with COS.
Ooh, so I don't know. That's nice.
If you know, they have become incredibly influential in the luxury space recently. And they're hosting giant shows in New York, and they're doing off-schedule shows in like marble quarries and all these crazy things. And the last show we went to was New York, but the one before that was in this marble quarry. And I'm walking around doing the things you need to do. And Adrian Brody walks in and he's like, "Oh, you all right, mate? How are you?" And I'm like, "Why is Adrian Brody saying hello to me?" It's because he's also an ambassador. Yeah. It's like, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And then we sit down for the show, and the show starts, and we sit down, the show starts. I can't see anything, so I'm going to get up, and because I'm not pretentious about sitting on the front row, I go and get in the scrum of photographers because I want to see the clothes. Yeah, the client comes belting it over. What are you doing over there? Yeah. I was like, I can't see. They're like, I'm going to make a space for you next to Sharon Stone. Come with me. And I was like, listen, I've got to stop you there. There is no way you are making a scooch for me next to Sharon fucking Stone. And I stood in the photographer's pit and refused to move. I was like, I'm not having it.
I love that. I love that, Rich.
So yeah, these are the sort of people you meet, because the thing with fashion is it transcends the world. It's not just for people that like wearing clothes. It's for people interested in music and art and film. And therefore you come into contact with some incredible people.
And you do. And the one thing I love about you, Rich, as well, because some people can go a little bit fucking, you stayed grounded, you know what I mean? You stand like fucking, he's still a London boy, do you know what I mean? Humble as fuck. And humility's lost in the world today, mate. For me, it really is. Every time I go online, which I probably, like, it's gone. It's absolutely gone. So when I see someone like you doing well, and I'm like, no, he's still a London boy.
I mean, look, for me, I was brought up in London by my parents, and I don't particularly like the idea of giving yourself a pat on the back or celebrating a success. I actually said it to someone the other day, like, I can't celebrate my own successes because...
But do you feel successful?
It's for someone else to tell you you're successful. That's what I was always taught when I was playing, especially because I was playing football. I was always taught if I played well, someone else would fucking tell me. It was my dad, or it'd be my coaches or whatever. I knew in myself, okay, I've had a good game here, but I need that for that. It wasn't for me to go and tell everyone, fucking hell, like,
I still don't like hearing it though.
Yeah, it makes me feel. You need it, but it's like, oh, don't tell me.
If someone said to me, "Oh my god, I saw that and it was amazing and well done," I'd be like, "No, I saw what you did. Yeah, that was amazing. Let's talk about that. Let's flip it."
So you feel uncomfortable about success. Yeah. Do you feel imposter syndrome?
Yeah, for a long time.
Did you ever get to a stage? Because I kind of did as well, but same. I was like, it's always imposter syndrome. Always, no matter what year it was always that. But at some stage I was like, no, but I'm actually fucking good at my job. I know how to fucking do my job.
Mate, you're amazing at your job.
But you have that as well.
Both incredible.
You're flipping it. You're flipping it. Stop flipping it. He's flipping it.
I just said how you did.
You have to remember that I love celebrating my friends' successes. And I remember for years and years and years being able to bask in everyone's cumulative glory, including your own. And yeah, we're just fortunate that we have for a long time been able to book incredible work and then repeat work. And make amazing friends with people and have an amazing output, an amazing body of work. And part of that work is being kind, as we touched on, and being humble and not bragging. And that kind of like nature takes you further in life.
And so would you have got to a stage where, let's talk maybe sort of post-addiction or going to work fucked out, would you still turn up to work thinking, no, I know I've got this today, I've got this? Or would you still turn up thinking, I hope I've got this. I think I've got this. I hope I've got this. Or no, I fucking got this. Even though I don't want to have that whole I'm me. But did you walk into work thinking, I've got this today?
I mean, there are still some days where I feel like I don't have it. And you can see from the reaction of the room, you do not have it. And that is when I stop and I go to the art director, the photographer, the client. I say, look,
Communication is amazing. Yeah.
Why are we not
Yeah,
getting
you're feeling it. Yeah.
So that's something people like. If you're someone who's a model or interested in modeling, okay, on set, something might not work, and you can't just shut yourself down, right? And it's a scary part of the job. But like in everything, if you don't know, like you tell kids. If you don't know, you ask, right? Like, and if you don't know, you just put your hand up, like, how can I make this work? Because you're wasting so much people's time, and time is money. And in this industry, if they're losing money, now that only shareholders own it, and they care about the money, you're not going to get the job again. So it's very important, and hat off to Rich, and for whoever does it, it's good to go see they like put your ego away, go see the art director, and go say like, what do you want me to do?
If you're listening to this and you want to be a model or you are a new model, like, just how can I be a better version of what you want me to be? Ask.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you.
Yeah.
They'll show you.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we move on from the quick fire, I got the last one. Yeah. So,
we
model.
got sidetracked on that.
I know, right?
Completely
combo. Right, the last one was model or big time lawyer. What are you taking?
I'm infinitely more happy with who I am today, but that is because of the knowledge that I have gleaned through the rest of my life. I couldn't be who I am today without the guy that was the lawyer, and I can't be the lawyer without being the guy that was the uni student who, you know, it's, again, this cumulative ideology that I have around me today. So I have no preference over either, but what I will say is I am happier today than I've ever been.
That's a good answer to that question, Rich.
So we're going to give a quick shout out. We've used the studio quite a few times. Absolutely amazing team, amazing guys. This is at Finchley Studios.
Amazing
if
spot.
You guys ever want to record anything, I'd highly recommend it.
Such a good spot. It's 2 seconds walk from Finchley Central, which for me, North London boy, is perfect. Like even you South Londoners get over in nowadays, do you know what I mean? The whole divide needs to go.
That's why you're cycling here, bruv.
That's from South London.
Wait. I'm only cycling here because my bike's got stolen, mate. Fucking London. All right.
All right, Rich. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Rich, tell us about what else you're doing now, because I know you're doing on your modelling, but what else are you doing? You've got something on the side as well. Not on the side now. It's a fucking big
Yeah,
thing. What
I
is
mean,
it now?
it's quite funny, isn't it? Like you start as a model and you don't really know where it's going to go. But
Yeah.
having the training I had, like the academic background I had, I always knew there had to be something more to it. So when I got clean and I figured out, fuck me, there's a lot of hours in a day and there's a lot of days in a week. What the fuck am I going to do in my life? I started thinking, right, what did I really love and who did I meet that really inspired me? And I decided to set up a production company and an art direction studio and to start creating for brands rather than just being in their projects. I want to come up with the ideas and infrastructure for you to allow you to tell your own story, or I want to be able to tell your story. So we've been doing that since I got clean, which is 9 years now. And more recently, we have been appointed creative director of a English legacy house. So for me, there was always an end goal when we set up the studios, right? And that was to one day have either your own brand or to work for a brand, but to tell your version of their story. And I've been fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to do that. I can't really talk too much about it because we aren't at market yet. But what I will say is the brand was big in the late 90s, early noughties, has an incredible, iconic name. The creative director that I remember going to castings for was an incredible woman. And I just want to be able to do justice to her name and to her history, but told through my own lens.
If I'm allowed to say, you did show me some bits and bobs before, and I liked it. I'm
was
excited.
gonna
I'm
say,
excited for that.
You haven't only succeeded
very excited
at
for that.
that side of it, rebranding a brand as well. You've got your own brand, right? And well, that's
No. So well, I mean, I guess globally, if you think you're trying to build your own brand as Richard Biedul as a brand, then yeah, potentially, yeah. But we don't have a clothing brand in my name. I have done collections for other brands before this opportunity, which has enabled me to learn how it works. And I've learned so much, and I'm so fortunate for those opportunities to be able to put my name on their product. And now we are going to be creating a new universe for a brand that has existed and has so much goodwill in it. It will still be the original brand name, but it will just be my story, my installment.
I'm so excited for you for that. I'm so excited. Earlier on, you said you went to Mongolia.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to bring that back up. It's one of my dream countries to go because I love Kangaskhan. It's just an absolutely place I want to go. Why?
So I've been fortunate enough to go 3 times.
Fucking bastard.
I went.
Also,
I went.
I'm really happy for you.
Sorry.
It's a dream. It's a dream. It's a dream.
I went once as a tourist when I did the Trans-Siberian Express
Okay.
from Beijing to St. Petersburg. And I've been back twice to work. And both times, or all the times, whether it's work or pleasure, you're blown away by the vast scale and the beauty of that place. It is just you can't imagine how big that country is in comparison to the UK. It's just vast nothing. And we were shooting in the desert, what they call the desert, with the cowboys. And I can just remember standing there at like 6 a.m. The sun's coming up, and they've all got they've lit a load of fires, and the horses are running around me in a circle. I'm like, hang on a minute. This is my job. Don't get paid
No.
for here. You serious?
No, we're fucking like you, but
We live a good life, innit? We live a good life.
And yes, and that was for a Chinese client, and I was super lucky to be booked by them again to go and then do another project in Mongolia afterwards. But yeah, we've all travelled, but you know, when I look back at where I've been and what I've done, like, you know, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, America, obviously the standard normal places, but the locations you get to visit are something you can't even imagine. Because someone has put so much time and effort into finding that place.
Mm. And you go to little gems, right? To these millionaires' places and stuff, which sometimes I wonder why they rent their cribs out. Because you're like, you don't need the money.
No, they want to be in the magazines, isn't it?
Like,
Want to be in the magazines.
you're sitting in the house soon. It was a
100%, that's the answer.
Yeah, they want to be in the magazines. They want to be. They want
the glamour, right?
Yeah.
They want the glamour.
I've done a job because you said the desert. I've done a job once in the desert. So we was in New York, and I flew we was going right down towards the border, but in the desert. It was a car company. I don't know what the car was fucking called, but so we flew. This is the madness of our job. We flew from New York. I missed my flight. I stayed the night in Houston. Jumped on a plane again in the morning, early doors. Got down to somewhere, I don't know, fucking Texas further down. And then we jumped in this motor for 5 hours, Rich. 5 hours. We drove for 5 hours. We got to this tiny little village. It was a sheriff. The sheriff had to come in and throw his badge and that fucking sheriff. And then we got really quick, getting makeup. The car's out there in the desert. So we drive out to the desert. We get in this motor. We stand there. Literally 10 minutes we're shooting, bum, 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 bum. And then in the far they can see a storm coming, lightning's coming. And like, guys, we need to wrap 20 minutes. I'm like,
It's been there 15 minutes, and they're rapping in 20 minutes.
I kid you not, we wrapped in 20 minutes. They said, right, back, John. What back? But then we got back in the motor, 5 hour drive again, got on the flight or stayed in a hotel, got on the flight next day, boom, gone. And it paid like big dog. And you're like, what's our job, man?
No, we live a great job. We live a great job.
I mean, I always say we get paid to professionally wait.
Yeah,
I don't mean wait
absolutely.
table.
And drink coffee.
Wait
drink
around.
coffee.
That's boredom, innit? Most of your job is just boredom.
Yeah,
I didn't drink coffee before this job, mate. Now I'm on fucking 7 cups a day. It's nuts. It's ridiculous.
So, Rich, you spoke about living in New York. You spoke about being in London and stuff. So you come back from New York to London. Yeah. Have you lived anywhere else? So did you live in any other countries? Did you go to Asia a lot? Did you live out there? Did you do a stay? Or
I never did that traditional new face development where you go to Japan and you do your on stay in Tokyo, or you go to China and you bounce around the cities in China. I was, like I said, because I was an adult, I came to it fully formed and I had a life, you know, I had a job, so I couldn't do that. And I was just fucking lucky that we booked big jobs straight off the bat, and that gave me the ability to move forward based on those. I always wish that I had done a stay in Tokyo, because whenever you speak to the boys about it, they've got such incredible memories. Not one of them had a bad time.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
And let's say, so now you've got your missus now as well. You've been with her for how long now?
For a long time. 13 years, but we met 15 years ago.
Yeah, 15 years ago. So you had your spells, you traveled around the world, you know, you had your fun, we're not going to lie. Did you meet her after your come down or before? Did you get together after you've like fucking cut everything off, or were you still like on fucking?
I met Melissa when I was still using. We met in the Cat and Mutton on Broadway Market, because that's where I was living at the time, and it was the most analog of meetings. She was stood at the bar, I was stood at the bar, and I looked over.
Johnny English.
You know what I mean? It's like kids won't know what that means to speak to a stranger.
No.
But
They got to vet you online first, no?
So we just met in a pub, and we were seeing each other on and off, and then I moved to New York, and then it was only when I moved back from New York that we got together properly. But it's quite funny because I hadn't spoke to her for a while, and I texted her saying, I'm back. I'm thinking about not going back. I'm staying at the W. We're shooting here at the moment. Do you want to come and see me? I've got us tickets to the Black Sabbath show, and it was her favourite band. And she was like, I've not fucking heard from him in months. Fuck you, cunt. What the fuck this guy want?
You be, son.
And then she spoke to her mum, and her mum's talked her around. So thank you, Alex.
Oh, well done.
Appreciate you.
Sweet.
And she's come, and
you still on good terms with the mum?
I love Alex. She's the best.
There we go. You got that brownie. And
I remember she came out of the lift and she walked into the set, and I was like, "Oh, everyone, this is Melissa, my girlfriend," and her face was like, "Am I what?
How dare you?"
She was like, "What?" She was like, "You're lucky I'm here." Oh, he was drunk already, wasn't I?
Yeah, for sure.
You was in your zone.
Yeah. So we go to Black Sabbath. We have the most monumental day and night. And I take Melissa back to my parents' house, because I was like, I'm not going back to New York. I'm staying. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm coming home to my mum and dad, because that's my safe place. We ended up staying for a few weeks there until we got our place sorted, and that was it.
That's gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous.
And you got the doggy, ain't you?
We got 2 dogs. Albert
Two
and Billy,
dogs.
yeah, 2 little sausage dogs.
Still good?
Yeah, mate, they're amazing. And without them, I wouldn't be clean. Wouldn't be soap.
Mate, dogs are the one, mate.
So,
dogs are the
dogs are the
fucking
one, man. Dogs are the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Dogs are the fucking
they've given me
friend.
so much more than I could ever have.
Yeah, that responsibility is like, no, I need to get. Like, I remember, like, because I'd a boxer for 15 years. I remember, like, we get out with the boys, like, 2 a.m. and you're thinking, oh, I've got to get home in about half hour because he needs a wee.
Hey, just take the dogs to the club like I used to. It's fine.
You still need a fucking new.
Ain't the Daily Mouse.
Imagine having a boxer over your egg.
Oh no, he'd have loved it.
Oh,
Have you had
Lunatic.
the moments where you were like, so, because you've been sober for a while now, 9 years, between the Daily Mail and other moments where you were like, this was a great night, not caught, obviously, but because you went out, did you have a moment like the same party moments where you're ecstatic and having a great time as you do now sober?
I mean, I feel like I don't want to say I regret anything, because without the mistakes I've made, I wouldn't be who I am today. Yeah. And I'm a firm believer in, if you can own your fucking mistakes, you can empower yourself through them. Can I feel the same way? It's hard now, because I've done so much damage to my brain. It's really hard to find those heights, but I'm working at it. I find like happiness through so many simple things now. I don't know, like we were over New Year's, we were in a cabin in Norfolk, and I was making a fire, and we were making dinner, and we were just being together, you know? And that is what gives me happiness now. you know, like simple, no bullshit.
But you don't go to events anymore and stuff no more. Or even if you do now, it's not as enjoyable and then you fuck off quickly. Or
Do you know what? I made a decision when I got clean that I was going to tell people, because you know what our industry's like. There's a dinner here, there's a drinks there, there's a da-da-da. And eventually you're going to have to tell someone why you're not drinking like you used to. So quite early on, I set my stall up. I said, right, if I'm going to go, I'm going to tell people. And I disappeared for a few months. Didn't tell anyone what was going on. I just wanted to get my head sorted. And when I came back and started going to dinners and drinks, I was like, right, that's where I've got to start owning it. So I was telling the journalists and telling the clients, and you could see their face, and they were a bit like, oh, maybe we should be distanced ourselves for a bit.
Yeah.
That hurt me a bit.
Yeah.
But then it made me stronger, because I was like, okay, guys, look, if it's going to hurt you that I'm maybe potentially reflecting a mirror back on yourself, then so be it. But I'm here. I'm not going to apologize for the hard work I've put in to get myself clean and sober. But over the years, as time's gone on, I have stopped going to a lot of stuff because I fundamentally feel like I will never be able to fully feel safe around people drinking and using.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has that damaged your career in any way?
I feel like telling people at the start scared people off. And it also took me out of the circle that I was in, which meant that I was no longer friends with certain people. And that, it damages your career because you're not there. Like, these rooms are built and they're filled with people because those people will employ
each other.
Yeah, I don't want to say this.
The whole point. Yeah. But it's a close industry.
It's a close industry.
What, 16, 17 years I've done this now. You've noticed it's always the same people. And then someone gets let and it will be a junior or someone. Now sometimes it's the kid of, but it's that small circle that comes in and it's always the same over the years till they retire, and then it's someone that, but it's always the same people. It's a very, you think there's millions of us. There is, but it's not that many in the middle.
And so, yeah, put it this way, long story short, yeah, it definitely affects your career to be an addict and to try and get clean.
Yeah.
But what doesn't harm your career is being brave enough to deal with the problems, because maybe you get a little bit of respect along the way.
Mate,
So
we
you've probably done
respect
something
you.
I
Like,
believe.
I'm not clean
Done
at all,
unbelievable.
but yeah, I respect you. No, go do the knit stuff, innit? But
Yeah.
I commend you for being clean for so long.
Unbelievable.
You're a great person to
Richie, can I ask you a question about, because I don't really know this side of it now, because
Yeah.
I'm always sort of reliant on my agents to get me fucking jobs, right?
Yeah.
So when you're a model and you rely on agents to get you jobs, but then you get a following on Instagram,
Yeah.
what is that look like? Does that collide with each other, or you've obviously made it work, but like, what do you do?
Okay, so when we started the production company in the art direction studio, it was around the same time as I was sharing imagery on social media. And that imagery was my work that I was modeling for, but also it was just clothes I was wearing on my day-to-day, or it was pictures from Fashion Week where street style photographers had taken your picture, or pictures from events where clients had dressed you. And from building that online presence or aesthetic, I guess, people started to reach out saying, oh, we'd love to maybe book you on a campaign or a lookbook or a social media project, because this was obviously the advent of like campaigns online, right? It didn't really exist when we first started. I think it's a social media campaign.
Yeah.
Whereas now brands specifically have a tranche of their business leveraged online. So yes, you have advertising, yes, you have the lookbook, but then you have social media, you know, and it's now financially as lucrative of each other, if not more so. So when those messages started coming in, I would always forward them on to my agent. And my agent at the time was like, I don't know, we don't really deal with this. And it was,
Which I think they slipped up on a little bit with the old. It was kind of like, we always had that thing. It was like, oh no, they're just an Instagram model. As models, we was like, well, no, they're just fucking Instagram models. But then they started flourishing, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, hang on a minute, we want a part of that fucking shit. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I mean, I think the beauty of it is, like I say, brands realize that they can not only curate their own digital footprint, i.e. book a you or book a me on a digital campaign and then tell that story on their platforms. but they then can leverage that story on the models platforms as well. So the brands are very clever that they do that, but then they also go direct to creators and ask them to now create their version of the world. And I got to flex my muscles there, and it just happened that I had the art direction studio, so I was already doing that. So for them, it became a win-win. They were getting an art director and a model all wrapped into one. So we were creating editorial level concepts for social media 9 years ago, before that was a thing. And that really stood me in good stead for a long time.
It's fucking great, brother. Like, absolutely brilliant. Amazing.
Absolutely amazing. So when you started modeling, like you said, you showed up to a runway, had no idea what was going on. You probably moved on to, straight after that, you said lookbooks and campaigns and so on and so forth. In what way would have helped you before you started to like, what did you wish? Because as a lawyer, you go to university, you learn everything. How would you have learned to do what you're doing?
I mean, you don't learn. I think that was the steepest part of the curve for me. You're thrown into it and you're expected to know, because the industry is so fast moving that no one has the time to teach you anything. So like I say, with the Ollie show, I just walked and was me, but dialed down a bit. And then first time on set, I can remember, can I stand up?
Yeah, of course.
I can remember. I stood there first time on set and I just stood like that. And the guy's like, what you doing? And I was like, what do you mean, Mackie? What am I doing? Just stood there like that.
Yes, I'm not moving. So
Move, bro.
I don't know, do I?
No, of course.
I've never stood on a set before. And this set is in
Yeah.
the palace in France.
Yeah.
Surrounded by 100 other boys that have done it a million times.
Yeah.
And so he's like, put a bit of weight on one. Put a bit of weight on
Do
one
the hip.
foot.
Yeah, do the
What
hip.
does that mean? Do like that. You still don't know. But, you know, you figure it out. And you figure it out because there are people around you that want you to succeed and they teach you. Yeah. But also it's a lot about learning how your body moves, looking at yourself in the mirror a lot, like what facial expressions, how can I tell a story, like how do clothes look best on my body? How can I most flatter these clothes? So it's so nuanced. People just think it's one thing and that we're just models that stand there and it just happens. But there are so many people behind the scenes that make a photo shoot happen. And then we are the final part of that shoot. We are the smallest cog in that machine, but the most important.
Mm. And that's why, Richard, that just to go into our little thing as well, Tiz, though. So me and Tiz have obviously got the Models Masterclass now for young, aspiring new models. So like we were saying, as we went on to sets, wet behind the ears, and we're like, we don't know what we're doing, do you know what I mean? Now we're trying to give these boys a platform and teach them, like you're saying, to put your weight on one leg and all of these little things that would just get you on set and let you be able to go, right, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing.
To make it all less
So that's what, right? So do you think back in the day you would have benefited from something like that?
I mean, you can't say no, can you? You can't say no, I wouldn't have benefited from it. Because you saw how I was stood. I look like Waddy from Toy Story. Like, shit, I would have taken any bit of advice at the start. And I mean any bit, because I was terrified.
Yeah.
And do you reckon you lost jobs from that?
I don't know.
Like you were saying, though, I think this is where I think that, because this is the thing. Back in the day, there was a lot less models. And you was also, they was like, oh, let's help this motherfucker on set. Do you know what I mean? Whereas nowadays, they ain't got the time to fucking help you.
Because the numbers are so much higher.
He's not going to work. So we'd love to help you. We ain't got the fucking time because we got to hit these numbers. So this is where we want to try and put these things to boys where they can go on set and they know what they're doing and can hit the numbers and then they can still learn, but they can go in there with some sort of basis. But we could be allowed to be taught on set a little bit back in the day, but I think them days are gone.
Yeah, I probably agree with you.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. I mean, you know, you hear stories now, e-com especially, people hitting 50
numbers, like, and you're like, wow.
And it's like, wow. Like, used to be 20.
Yeah.
And then it was a push for 25.
Yeah, 20 was a lot. Like, you know what I mean?
I remember Amazon, bro. When I was doing Amazon when I was still up in Milton Keynes, and they moved down to London. It started gradually getting more and more and more. And then one day it was 75 looks a day, and then and then I did a brand called Saddest, and there's 120 looks in a day. And it's like, bro,
I can't smoke every 10 minutes outside. What's going on?
But then you're thinking in my head, like, with me, what was one of the good things was I sold and I was quick, right? And I thought, all right, let me give them 2 days in one. They'll book me more days, innit? So at the end, I make more money compared to be like, let me go for a cigarette. Let me take a minute. Let me do this. I've done the quota, but then they're like, well, I could get someone else.
You get someone else who do an extra 3 or 4 shots.
Quality when you push the numbers that high.
Yeah.
That's my genuine belief. Yeah. Like, look, I'm not criticizing anyone that wants to, or that says their budget says they have to shoot 100 SKUs a day.
It doesn't.
But what happened to creating beautiful imagery where things were perfect?
Zara happened.
I mean, but look at Zara, the best images in the market.
Yeah, but that's the thing where people are like, when I say Zara happened, is that when Zara kicked off, and Zara took over the market, right? Everyone tried to copy Zara because they wanted their numbers, right? So H&M just copied Zara. Everyone copied Zara. So everyone leaned to one way and they tried to look at the numbers instead of making their own creative decisions. And a lot of people came into the industry. So the young guns, I must admit that the industry's changed now. It's way more corporate, so it's shareholders, not individuals. Like Tommy Hilfiger is not owned by Tommy no more. Most of the brands are owned by just corporate, you know, and they wanted their shareholders, they want to see margins coming. Yeah, always. So they're looking at what works and then they go for what works. They're not trying their own creativity like we used to have, where it'd be like, let me take a fucking risk, you know, I've got the money. Because it's not like they've got the money, you know. You look at some photo shoots, they're spending 50 grand budget on the photo shoot. It's like, bro, you could go somewhere nicer. No, we're going to do it in a studio.
And you know why? Because the psychology says products sell in the studio better than on location.
But I think, because like you're saying, Zara's numbers are back down to quite low now by what I've heard recently.
Mate, Zara are about
and that's why their pictures are fucking
Zara, from what I understand, are about to completely pivot their business model. They've been slowly and incrementally increasing prices, increasing the quality of their visual storytelling, and they have started to shut stores. And I believe that what's going to happen is each store is going to come back in a smaller, more boutique, community-led feel, and they're going to become a luxury high street player. But the problem here is, in my eyes, you can never be luxury unless you look after the people, the planet. The product has to be made with a little bit of nuance, and unfortunately they are still mistreating the people and still mistreating the planet. But what they're doing is they're greenwashing all of that with great imagery.
That's what most of the brands do, isn't it? When you think about it, all these brands always blah 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 blah, but they all like, it's not real. You know, DJ, all their leather, nothing, you know what I mean? They whitewash, they might give charity money left and right, but it's not actual.
I mean, the problem with our industry, full stop, is that we overproduce. But we live in a consumer-led society. People want to consume. So the ethos has to be on the people making the clothes. How can we make the best decision for those people and the planet, where we're not just making stuff that damages everyone and everything around us? Make a little bit less, make it from fibers that are more sustainable, and try and close this loop. Let us recycle our clothing in a more efficient way. We just have to do better.
Yeah. I mean, Vinted come along. I was way against Vinted years ago. I was like, oh, when someone just close it. But now I'm on Vinted all the time, bro. I'm like, so that's something that we can start. They're competing a little bit with these, you know, these sort of fast fashion brands. You know?
Second-hand market has grown exponentially over the last few years. eBay, Vinted, Depop. It's like a cultural shift. In America, New York specifically, it is the in thing to have a second-hand garment in your outfit, right? Yeah. And the rarer, the better.
Oh, really?
And you see them giving props to each other down the street. Yeah. And there's like a big push for like vintage Armani at the moment, and all this amazing stuff. And it just makes you realise that.
Well, we're going back in time, isn't it?
Yeah, but also
these is retro. We're going back in time. You've got Polaroids the back, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Like
it all comes back as well. But
I love a Polaroid. Okay, when you're with your friends, it's cool and fun. They're fucking shit. Okay, they're shit. If you want to go with a Polaroid, get a fucking digital not digital camera, a film camera. Okay, be real. Polaroids, like, for beginners, but they're coming back.
Yeah, Polaroids.
Same thing as the vinyl CDs. Everything's coming back right now.
One of my favorite cameras on the planet is a Polaroid camera. It's called the Big Shot. Do you remember that? It's the big long
The triangle one,
yeah,
one
yeah.
that comes out. Yeah.
It gives you the most incredible imagery.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, but it's always got that thing on it, and then you got to wait. Like, it depends if it's hot enough or cold enough, because it'll change the color on it, which it gives you a beautiful, timeless piece, right?
But we used to make things good back in the day, bruv. We used to make houses good. We used to make fucking clothes good. Now they just fucking throw things up until they're going to all fall apart in a fucking year or 10 years.
It's planned obsolescence, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been
It's
built
just
into
made
the,
so we can-
built into the world.
You
Back
live
in the
in a
day, we used to
capitalist
make
system,
things.
yeah. You live in a capitalist
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
You can't.
You need to
You
get
can't say
bucks.
fuck you to capitalism. It's like,
No, listen, how many iPhones you brought?
yeah, still buy a new one. Look at his fucking iPad. Yeah.
He only went to the shops for a couple of tea bags. He
Mate, I come back with £1,500, yeah.
Yeah.
Upsold. That's what happens when you put a bird behind the ramp.
No.
Right, I've got a couple scenario questions.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, this is a nice one. Who wrote this one? Was that you or me? Right, so you got a choice. Editorial in the Bahamas or 3 days ecom rate in London. What are you taking?
Wait, hold on.
That's
Don't
not even
say
a
London.
question.
Don't
I'm in the
say
Bahamas.
London. Yeah.
Oh, fuck
I'm in the
me.
Bahamas.
London's a bad rate, though, man. You should say something.
Speak for yourself, bro. Speak for yourself.
And listen, there would be no chance in hell
got, right?
that any job is keeping me in the UK.
No, I just said Spain.
All right.
I said
This has happened
Barcelona.
loads of times. A client has asked you, runway, whatever, you might have shorts on, you're shaving your legs.
Yeah.
You in?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so I got done that loads of times.
To do what they want me
I
to do.
ducked my dummy out a few times at Armani. I said, no, I ain't fucking doing that. When I first started, because I was like,
Yeah.
Matt, I'm out.
Didn't you have
I
to
said,
shave
I
your
ain't
legs?
fucking doing that. He said, yes, you are. I said, all right, cool.
Yeah, for
Did you
Mr.
have to
Armani
shave
though,
your
he's
legs?
different.
Hold on.
No, fuck, they don't make you run fast or anything like that, bro.
It's like tennis players have to shave their legs, isn't it? So I thought you.
Yeah, but they're in the sun all the time. They're brown. They look better. Do you know what I mean? Us white boys shaving our legs at football. Fuck that.
Hey, you look shinier though.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? All right, a client asks you to shave or colour your hair, shave your nut off.
Yeah.
You doing it or not? Is
I
it
mean,
based on money or the client?
This probably makes you sound like, I don't know. It would have to come down to, will it add something to me and my business? Is it an incredible photographer, art director, stylist? Is the brand going to pay me an exponential amount of money? There has to be a win in it for me. I'm like I say, I don't mind shaving my beard now. It's no problem. But if someone said to me, would you shave your hair? It would have to be for the art or for the money.
Was the beard yourself that went like fuck it? Was it a client that went like, we want to shave your beard?
What, last
Normally
year?
a client, right?
Was it a client?
So it was, we were doing a project for Armani Made to Measure. And the reference points were Aldo Falai's imagery from the 80s and 90s. And at no point at that point was Mr. Armani using people with beards. It was only later that he
Let's
started
get that up.
bringing
Thank fuck.
people into that. And so the visual reference was no beard and a short haircut with, the cow's lick.
Yes, yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, that if we want to inhabit that world that we're trying to create authentically,
Yeah.
then that's it.
They offer
know
you
what?
more money for that for shaving the beard.
It was actually my suggestion.
Oh,
I
shit.
brought it to the table.
Art director.
Well, look, I was like,
It's in him. It's in
Yeah,
him.
it's in him, mate. It's in him. It's in him.
if you're going to do it, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you, I should ask this to more models. If you wasn't a model,
Yeah.
how would you look right now?
I would look like when I first started modelling.
What did you look like then?
I had a beard and long hair.
A long beard, long hair.
Yeah.
I'd be feral. I think I'd have long hair, long beard. What would you be? Would you have
Yeah.
Would you have like
Well,
longer hair? But what would you be?
Nah, long hair, no.
What,
'cause
if
it
you stopped
pisses me
modelling
off.
tomorrow, what would you be like
have
in
a
2
beard.
months? Would you have a beard?
Yeah.
Definitely have a fucking big, because like
Yeah.
I have to shave for I shave,
Yeah.
I
With,
shaved
like-
just this morning.
You don't have choice, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
just
let's
morning.
take it
What-
out.
I'm
bro.
big for Christmas.
He's 75 years old.
Mate.
He looks 17.
Black don't crack,
My friend. He's just doesn't age, this geezer.
No, well, yeah.
It's not fair. All right, cosmetic enhancements or leave it, bro.
Mate, it doesn't even come into my
No, it's
my
not a thing.
thinking.
It's not a thing.
I like getting older. I like aging. Gives you character.
Some people have got carrots, so
Great
some people have got like we get away with it, right?
I like it, man.
The scary thing is, in an industry that prides itself on originality, our industry has unfortunately fallen foul of wanting to all look exactly the fucking same.
Yeah.
And cosmetic surgery, when I first started, was frowned upon and is now
common knowledge, right? It's like, oh, well done, yeah. Oh, what? So who are you
think
using? What are you using?
I do feel like it's more in the women's industry than like in the men's industry. It's
coming,
way
bruv, it's
more.
coming,
No,
bruv,
no,
it's coming,
way
it's
more.
coming.
You see tons of these guys who got it. But in the women's industry, it's been like a good, like, I want to say 10 years, like 6 years, that they've been pushing like the cosmetic brand. Now they're coming like men's makeup and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, I think with the scale of social media and the way people absorb information now, our industry had to react to that, right? So you have to start booking models that reflect the people that use social media, and that has almost greenlit them to use the Botox, use the fillers, use the enhancements, because that's what your audience now looks like en masse. So if you're not booking people that look like that, you're missing a trick because you're not communicating with your audience.
So when we spoke to O'Shea, right? Checked your podcast.
Shout out to
But
him.
we spoke
By
to
the way,
O'Shea,
what a
love
goat.
that guy. I
He's a
fucking
legend.
love O'Shea.
Right.
No,
Fucking
he's
love
all
that
I love
guy.
it to
Such a
bits.
legend.
So when we spoke to O'Shea, he said it's all about trends, right? So when we started, it was the classic man, then the beard guy, then the tattooed guy, went back to classic, then went back to beards, then it went to weird guy.
Why are you pointing at me when you say weird guy?
Don't say weird guy. I just forgot weird guy. I should have pointed at the door. Sorry.
Hey,
not
shout
you.
out weird guy.
I know Richie. No, far from it. Yeah, the weird guy. Then now you've got like you got the normal dads and plus sizes, and it's gonna come back to you know the trend that's going through. Where do you see the trend in the next coming years for you?
If we're looking at the trend cycle, so we're on clean at the moment, clean aesthetic, luxury, quiet luxury. Everyone on the runway and in the campaigns are young, but not too young. They're very clean shaven. The women, however, have started to experiment in what it looks like to be a representation of your demographic. So women are slightly older. They have more depth in their character and personality because of that age, but that's the character that's buying the clothing. And I feel like that would potentially be the next swing back for the men's industry. But Weird Guy has still got a fucking play.
Weird guy's always in there. He's always in there.
That Ood Guy has always got a place.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, those spaces get more and more marginalized because people are all based on what is selling. And at the moment, like clean, simple, safe is selling in a market that is fucking terrified of getting it wrong.
Okay. And so on talking about that market, terrified to get it wrong, have you seen any shifts in the industry? Because we've been in this industry for fucking donkey's years now. When you look at the younger lot, the ones who've got longevity at the end, how have you seen the industry changed in the good and the bad?
Yeah, I mean, well, the obvious is the trend cycle. You see the products and you see the models change.
But is that for better or for worse?
I mean, in a consumer-led industry, it's good because we get to sell clothes that keep the businesses alive. Is it good for the planet? No. Let's try and make a little bit less, box a little bit more clever. But what is the biggest shift I've seen is that people care a bit more about each other. There's a lot more concern for our mental well-being than there used to be. And I don't know if that's just because as consumers of media, we've learnt that it's okay to be a bit more in touch and to check in on people. There was the Me Too moment that changed everything in our industry.
We saw quite a few photographers leave.
There's saw a lot of people get sidelined, and so it should have been. We have to admit there was a lot of shit we saw that we let go. In hindsight, I wish I'd stood up a little bit more for some people. All in all, the industry's changing for the good. The one thing we really need to get a hand on is the damage we're doing to the environment.
Yeah, I agree.
And what's that?
Totally agree.
What's your feelings on because look, we've traveled the world. Our CO2 footprint compared to anyone else is a fucking joke. You know, like you know, even during COVID, I was flying all the fuck. People like COVID's bad. I was like, I nothing's changed.
As long
Fine everywhere.
So
there's like a global view and there's a local view, right? My local view is I have to do the right thing by me, and my global view is my clients should be doing the right thing by the world. So if I'm flying anywhere, I'm offsetting the carbon. We'll audit the clients before we do the job.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I don't do fast fashion. I don't do it. I've never done it. and there's a reason for it. I would fucking love to get the opportunity to work with the teams at Zara. The photographers, the stylists, the art directors are the best. They're incredible.
They are amazing. I've worked with them enough times.
But
They've
I've
fucking banging.
benchmarked my life by certain values, and there are things that stop me from saying yes to it. And people have thrown money at me, like Primark threw
It's commendable
awful,
and respectable.
awful lot of money at me. Was even shooting it. I don't know if you can say that though. So I was even shooting.
Yeah. We'll bleep it out. We'll bleep it out.
That's
But it was
fucking-
like we were talking like serious numbers, like life-changing numbers. It's Primark. I can't do it.
Primark's got someone, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Good man, Rich.
respect. Respect
Good
on
man,
you for
Rich.
doing that, for holding to your values. Not a lot of people have. I know that, you know.
Few and far
I've
between these
taken
days. but-
money from left and right because I don't.
It's a
I believe
business,
in
isn't
it
it?
now. I believe in it now, but I never believed in saying no back then because I thought if I said no, I'd lose the client, my career would end, blah, 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 blah. When you get into this, you find out that's a crack of shit. Your career will keep going on and you keep selling if you've got the right mindset and you know how to sell, right? But commendable for staying to it and sticking to your guns, even saying no to bunch of cash because we know how much money is in this industry. If they really want you, it's one guy at the top going like, I'm gonna get this guy to turn, and you saying no is just
But you know what? It still happens every now and again. That email lands in, and it's like it's wants to work with you, and the number is this, and it's like I really have to like do the mental mathematics.
What's the biggest amount you've refused?
Oh, that's a question. You ain't got to answer that, Rich.
No, I want to know. Yeah,
Listen,
I want to know. Go on.
It would have been it was a life changing amount of money.
All right, I've got one more question for you, Rich, before we wrap up. Because there's a lot of aspiring models that like to listen to this as well. And if you was to wake up tomorrow with all your knowledge and you're not a model, how would you go about becoming a model? Is there a thing for them? What are we looking at?
So would I or
No, if not, with all your knowledge and
Yeah.
experience, to give to an advice to an aspiring model who wanted to become, what would you do with all your knowledge to become a model tomorrow? If you woke up tomorrow and you wasn't a model,
I mean,
what are you going to
let
do?
me caveat this with: to be a model is to win the genetic lottery.
Mhm.
There is nothing you can do to change yourself that will give you an opportunity to become a model. But what you can do is, if you've won this genetic lottery,
Mhm.
and I mean, the numbers are, like you say, it's wider now because of the commercial view. But what you can do is you can learn the craft. Like, it's not a hobby. It's not a piss take. We're there on set and people have spent millions of pounds to
Fucking
get
hard
us
work,
there.
bro. It's
And I mean,
hard work.
that's not millions of pounds to us. It's millions of pounds in production and garment design and manufacturing, marketing.
It's a hard job.
The
It's a
least
hard
you
work.
can do is ask the questions to figure out how to become that model you want to be.
Yeah.
You know, do a bit of due diligence, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because it's the least you can do.
Yeah, that
Most
whole thing of
importantly,
just...
come to the models.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you wanted me to
No.
I wouldn't be where I am today without John Halls teaching me.
No, we wasn't leading that alone.
No,
but there is help out there.
No, but I do genuinely believe that there is a space in the market, right,
I mean,
for people to get honest feedback from people that have excelled in the industry, because there are people that have not excelled in the industry giving out information and advice
That's dog
online
shit. Yeah.
that is wrong.
Yeah,
Have you heard
there's
this
a
black
lot of
pill
fake-
thing?
no, what's this?
Oh, dog, I'm going to go
This
down
is
a
the
wormhole.
internet. The internet's
wormhole now.
fucking... Yeah.
So there's like a group of models like that have been dubbed like the
best of the best.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
kings
the
of
king
this
of
black
comedy.
pill,
Yeah.
red pill, blue pill,
Yeah.
mewing scenario.
Okay.
And it's like Jordan Barrett and
Okay.
people like that are just so alien looking they can't be real.
Mm-hmm.
And just incredible human being, by the way. I love Jordan. But there's like this dark side of the internet for men where they are like bashing their bones and taking like all kinds of drugs and doing
to try and get that look.
Yeah, get that look. And I can't tell you how dangerous it is for your mental health and your actual physical health to be doing the things these people are saying. So if there's something more holistic you can do, which is to
Come and learn
the
to how
craft.
to, yeah.
I can't.
Then it is because, like you say, listen, give me someone who knows how to move like a model and take a normal face, or not normal face, but someone who looks good, rather than someone who's got that fucking bashed in face, but they don't know how to move. You ain't going to be a model anyway. You're fucked.
I mean,
you need to know how to be on set, move, show the clothes.
we still live.
fucked,
We still
otherwise.
live by sample sizing, right? Yeah. So the bottom line is, if you're not a sample size, you're not circa 188. Your shoe size isn't the right size. You're not going to fundamentally be able to do it.
Yeah,
there will be opportunities for you
Yeah.
for certain people who excel. Like,
And it
the
used to
opportunities
be
are
more,
much less.
and it used to be more accessible back then, those opportunities, because I know, like, you know, I got big feet and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, hey.
you know what that means?
Big laps.
No, hey, big laces, mate. But you know, fitting into shoes. I know I've lost some clients. Like when I was in Australia, I didn't get some clients because my feet were too big. I couldn't fit in the shoes. Right back then, it was like, I'm a yes guy, anyways. I'll try to fit into anything. But you know, back then it was like, oh, we'll get him a bigger pair. No. Now it's like, bro, like you don't fit. We're not gonna book him.
Yeah, see you later. Yeah. We'll get someone else with a normal foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas I'll just ram my feet into anything.
Just get them in there.
They need to do surgery for smaller feet. So now we get to the end of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. We've come up to the 2 hours. Thank you very much, Richie. We do have a little something we need to ask you to do.
Oh, what have we got?
Okay. We've got every guest that give us 2 pictures.
Oh, yeah, the picture,
Okay.
of course.
So I need your best Zoolander picture. Okay.
Oh, what? Do a picture now?
Yeah, we're gonna take a picture
You
of
can do it on this.
Yeah, do on whatever. It
Do it on this.
it has to be on an iPhone.
Do it on this giant iPad.
I shouldn't have
Do
said
it on
that.
the...
Do it on a
It cost me a
Galaxy.
fortune. Got to be worth something, you know what I mean? I only watched YouTube on it. No, not YouTube,
So-
Netflix.
We're going to take 2 pictures of Rich, like
Yeah.
we've done with every other guest, okay? One of them will be his best Zoolander face.
Yeah.
And the other one will be his best facial pose, which he likes to do, okay? So on the most outlandish one that you've done, like an editorial shot, okay? You
Can
go,
I just stop you here?
Yes,
Wow.
no, Rich.
What is the budget?
a man of my own heart right there. I love that.
What is the budget?
We'll go for an ID magazine.
Oh, we can get
back in the
same
day,
one.
ID
Yeah.
style, okay? And
Yeah.
then we'll go for fucking Forbes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not even going GQ. I'm going Forbes.
Yeah, okay.
I can. So I'm going for fucking
Yeah.
dog's bollocks, and I'm
Yeah.
going for a bit of fun.
Okay. So
Okay.
well, ID would have been right. One eye has to be shut.
Oh
That
no!
was the
Wait.
classic.
Yeah, but
So
it's
got
fun,
to
isn't
be-
it? It's
yeah.
a fun one.
You ready?
It's a fun. No, yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to do. I'm not going to give you.
He's slow, isn't he?
He's slow, He's had a whiskey.
so
He's had a whiskey.
ID would be eyes closed, the one eye closed. Actually, I'll give it one of them, like a early noughties.
Oh, that looks good.
And then Forbes would be like distinguished gentleman sat like that, and it would be like one of them, like raised eyebrow, giving it the Halsey.
Yeah.
Killed it. Thank you very much.
Rich, you've been an absolute fucking legend of a guest, mate. Lovely having you here. Thank you so much.
Oh
for
wait, before we leave, sorry, you're gonna have to do that again. Before we leave, for our sponsors, what is your favorite drink of choice? As in, you're not alcoholic anymore, but you.
You don't drink alcohol.
I'm always going to be an alcoholic, unfortunately. I'm just an alcoholic in recovery.
What is your drink of choice?
Mate, I can
nowadays?
drink. I was saying, you boys outside, right? I'm not afraid to drink a zero version of an alcoholic drink to try and make people feel more comfortable around me. So I'll happily drink a Guinness Zero, right?
No. But what's your drink? So it could be a coffee. It could
Let
be
me,
yeah.
let me hit you with
Cherry
my
Coke Zero.
Okay.
It's a chocolate milkshake, and it don't matter where I am.
Oh, wow.
I can be at the most bougie of bougie restaurants. I'm asking for a chocolate milkshake
How's this conversation?
because it makes me so happy inside.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
So happy inside.
So normally I would follow up with what would you pair that with, but a chocolate milkshake is your dessert. So I'm going to say, what's your favorite dinner? You get to name your favorite piece, your favorite country after that for like your favorite experience dinner meal, and yeah, that's it.
All right, Tilly, one thing you know about me, bro, is I love fucking food.
Yeah, no, it's
And
fuck you.
that milkshake isn't coming for dessert. That's coming in at the beginning.
Oh.
So the milkshake comes at the beginning, followed by the fries and a double bacon cheeseburger.
Okay. How'd you have the meat?
Oh, however chef recommends.
Okay.
And if it's McDonald's, it's whatever you get.
It is.
Hobson's Joy.
Because
Because listen, I love junk food. Pizza, pasta, cheeseburger, you name it.
Oh, you know what I
I'm
miss?
fucking eating it.
You know what I miss, Rich? He's not about 3 of them left. Wimpy.
Mate, we've still got a wimpy in my end.
What? I'm coming.
Mate, we've
Bro,
still
I'm
got
coming.
Ben doing a bun.
Oh, I'm coming.
Iconic bun.
The wimpy. Oh, mate.
Listen, I'm not afraid to eat the food that makes me feel happy because I have had to forgo so much other stuff in my life that made me.
You've got to give up a lot as a
made me
model,
happy.
mate. You really have.
best dessert then, because you said so.
Nan's banoffee pie.
Nan's banoffee pie. How does she make it? What makes it special?
Do you know what makes it special? Is at Christmas, on Christmas Day, she makes me a whole one to myself.
Oh,
That's what makes it.
bad boy.
She knows how to take care of a little one. You're the favourite, innit? She's like, here you go, my special.
You know what? This year, my mum nearly dropped it on the way over to the table. I was up like a shot. I was shouting at Jane, poor Jane. She was getting it.
Nice jokes. That's funny. Favourite sport?
Historically, I was a swimmer, so swimming probably.
Swimming. Do
Yeah.
you still swim?
No, I don't do any. I go to the gym, the bare minimum. And it's not because I dislike the gym. It's just because it's just the way my life is built. It's like 40 minutes in the morning or 40 minutes in the afternoon every day,
plenty,
without
plenty.
fail.
Plenty.
And then the second favourite sport is walking the dogs. So.
Yeah, it is the best. Yeah.
Sorry.
Rich, that's a great ending, I think. Are we
Thank you
good?
very much, guys. That's amazing. Thank you again to Finchley Studios for
Finchley
providing
Studios,
us
amazing.
with
Thank
such
you.
an amazing set, and we'll be back.
Rich,
guys, the
loved
team's
having
amazing.
you, mate. Really loved having you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very
Thank
much
so much.
and hopefully we will have you again.
Nice to see you as well.
Your biggest. Not nice seeing you, mate.
Good to know nothing's changed.
You're ugly mug, mate. All right, banging. Thank you.